Taking full responsibility for your life is one of the most fundamental principles for achieving lasting success. It's not just an inspiring slogan, but a mindset, an attitude you must adopt if you truly want to change your life for the better. Taking responsibility means you stop blaming your circumstances, other people, or the past. Instead, you begin to recognize that everything happening in your life, whether good or bad, stems from your own decisions and actions. Most people tend to protect themselves by making excuses. I'm not successful because I was born into a poor family. I can't get promoted because my boss is unfair. I'm unhappy because my partner doesn't understand me. These reasons might sound reasonable, even partially true. But the important point is this: as long as you continue blaming external factors, you are giving up your power to change your situation. You unconsciously hand over control to others or to circumstances. And that's what keeps you stuck. In contrast, successful people understand that life isn't fair. But they don't use that as an excuse to give up. They choose to take full ownership of their results. When they fail, they don't make excuses. Instead, they reflect: where did I go wrong? What can I adjust? What can I learn from this? They respond proactively, rather than just emotionally reacting. The difference between ordinary people and successful ones is not in who gets more luck, but in who is willing to stand up and take responsibility. Taking responsibility doesn't mean blaming yourself or feeling guilty. It means owning the results you've created and recognizing that you have the power to redirect your path. When you believe that you, and only you, can shift your situation, you begin to feel stronger, more empowered, and more purposeful. You don't wait for the perfect moment or rely on random help. You act, because you know you're the one responsible for your progress. And from the moment you fully accept that truth, success stops being a vague concept. It becomes the natural result of the right choices, consistently made, by someone who stands up and says, I am responsible. Self-discipline is not something you're born with. It's a skill that can be trained. And it is one of the key factors that separates successful people from those who give up halfway. While most people act based on how they feel, successful individuals act based on their commitments. They don't wait for inspiration to get to work. They don't wait to be in the mood to begin. They do what they said they would do, regardless of how they feel in the moment. Many people start a new journey with great enthusiasm, but after a few days, the initial excitement fades, and they quit. They don't fail because they lack ability. They fail because they lack discipline. Discipline is the bridge between goals and results. It keeps you moving forward even when things stop being exciting or easy. Disciplined people don't ask themselves, do I feel like doing this today? They simply do it. If they've committed to waking up at 5 a.m., they get up. No negotiation. If they've promised themselves to exercise daily, they follow through. Rain or shine, tired or not, with or without motivation. They understand that when you allow yourself too many daily choices, you're inviting procrastination. And procrastination is the #1 enemy of discipline. Discipline isn't built in a day. It starts with small, consistent actions. Waking up 15 minutes earlier, reading 5 pages every evening, exercising for just 10 minutes in the morning. These seemingly minor habits are the foundation of long-term discipline. More importantly, disciplined people never let one slip-up turn into a chain of failures. If they miss a workout, they get back on track the next day. If they eat unhealthily once, they adjust immediately at the next meal. Building discipline means building a stronger version of yourself. One who isn't easily swayed by emotions, who doesn't bend under pressure. It means knowing what matters most, and relentlessly pursuing it every single day. Because in the end, it's not the most motivated person who wins. It's the most consistent one. The one who doesn't quit, doesn't make excuses, and always keeps their promises to themselves. Success is never the result of luck or randomness. It comes from absolute clarity about what you want, and the persistent, daily action to make it happen. One of the main reasons people don't achieve their desired outcomes isn't a lack of ambition. It's a lack of direction. They say things like "I want to be successful," but can't define what success means to them. They say "I want to make more money," but they don't have a clear number or a concrete plan to achieve it. Successful people don't speak vaguely. They write down goals that are specific, measurable, time-bound, and actionable. Instead of saying "I want to be healthier," they say "I will work out 4 times per week and eat clean 6 days a week." Instead of "I want to make more money," they say "I will increase my income to $4,000 per month within 6 months by expanding my services and improving my conversion rate." However, setting goals is just the first step. The harder part, where most people give up, is execution. They plan, they write things down, and then forget them in a notebook. Successful individuals are different. They take action even when things aren't perfect. They begin even if they still feel uncertain. And they keep moving forward every day. They understand that imperfect action beats perfect hesitation every time. A powerful strategy is to write down your goals every single day. Not just once at the start of the year. Repetition reinforces clarity and naturally aligns your actions with your vision. Also, you need to break big goals into small daily steps. Because it's the small actions that lead to big results over time. Finally, successful people track their progress and adjust constantly. If they're not seeing progress, they don't complain. They analyze and adapt. Because success isn't a straight line. It's a cycle of trying, failing, learning, and persisting until you win. Time is the most valuable resource we have. It can't be stored, bought, or recovered once it's gone. The major difference between successful people and those who always feel busy but unproductive lies in how they manage their time. Successful individuals treat time as an investment, not something to spend carelessly. They know that every passing minute either brings them closer to their goals, or pulls them further away. Most people don't control their time. They let time control them. They start their day without a clear plan, reacting to emails, phone calls, and other people's agendas. They spend hours on low-value activities without realizing it, and then wonder why they're never getting things done. In contrast, successful people plan their day in advance, identifying 3 to 5 key tasks that matter most, the ones that drive the biggest results. They fiercely protect their golden hours, the times of the day when their energy and focus peak. During these hours, they do deep, focused work with 0 distractions and no multitasking. One of the most powerful tools they use is time blocking. Instead of working when they feel like it, they divide the day into dedicated blocks for deep work, meetings, exercise, rest, and planning. And they stick to the schedule like a commitment. Most importantly, they learn to say no to things that don't serve their mission. They understand that every yes is a trade-off. If you say yes to everything, you're saying no to what truly matters. Successful people aren't busier than others. They're just more focused. So if you want to take control of your results, start by taking control of your time. No one gets more time. We just use it differently. Mindset is where all success, or failure, begins. What you believe, what you think, and how you perceive the world directly influences how you act, how you respond, and how far you go. Successful people aren't necessarily smarter, wealthier, or luckier. They've simply learned to manage their inner world more effectively. While most people allow external circumstances to dictate their emotions and actions, successful individuals choose to take control of their thoughts first. You can't always control what happens, but you can always control how you respond. When facing adversity, the average person complains, blames others, or gives up. Successful people ask, "What can I learn? How can I improve? What's my next step?" The quality of their questions creates clarity. calm and action instead of panic. A core part of mastering your mindset is managing your focus. Your mind is like a camera lens. Whatever you zoom in on, you'll see more of. Focus on problems, and you'll feel overwhelmed. Focus on solutions, and opportunities appear. Positive thinking doesn't mean ignoring reality. It means choosing to focus on what you can control, not on what you can't. Successful people are also extremely selective about what they allow into their minds. They avoid fear-based media, toxic social feeds, and negative people. They protect their mindset like a valuable asset, curating what they read, what they listen to, and who they spend time with. They know you can't build a positive life with a negative mind. Finally, they train their mindset daily. Just like physical exercise, they read books that expand their thinking. They speak to themselves with positivity and belief. They replace self-doubt with confidence, fear with action, and excuses with accountability. Because if you don't train your mind to work for you, the world will train it to work against you. Confidence is not something you're born with, nor is it reserved for a special few. It is the result of repeated action. A skill that can be developed step by step, day by day. Most people wait until they feel confident before taking action. But the truth is, action creates confidence, not the other way around. Every time you step outside your comfort zone, even slightly, you send a powerful signal to your brain, I am capable. Each action, whether speaking up in a meeting, doing something you've feared, or starting a new project, lays another brick in the foundation of your confidence. Over time, small actions lead to deep belief in yourself. On the other hand, if you keep hesitating, overthinking, and waiting for the perfect moment, you're doing the opposite. You're weakening your self-trust. Not because you're incapable, but because you haven't given yourself enough chances to prove otherwise. And when you don't act, fear grows, while confidence shrinks. Successful people don't wait to feel ready. They act first, even in uncertainty, and let experience build their confidence. They understand that each courageous step makes you stronger, and real readiness only comes after the first move. To develop confidence, start with small wins. Talk to a stranger. Finish a task you've been avoiding. Wake up earlier than usual. When you do something you once thought was too hard, your brain records it as, I can do this. Repeat that enough times, and confidence becomes part of who you are. Finally, confident people manage their inner dialogue. Instead of repeating negative thoughts like I'm not good enough or what if I fail, they replace them with empowering beliefs. I am capable. I will learn from this. I always find a way. They know that repeated doubt becomes reality, but so does repeated belief. And if you choose belief, confidence grows from within. No one grows in their comfort zone. Every meaningful transformation requires a degree of discomfort. Whether you're improving your health, building skills, advancing your career, or deepening relationships, real change demands that you step beyond the familiar and face uncertainty. Successful people don't avoid discomfort. They seek it, because they know that on the other side of discomfort lies a better version of themselves. While most people chase ease, avoid risk, and wait until they feel ready, successful individuals understand that readiness is a result of action, not a requirement to begin. They accept feelings of nervousness, awkwardness, even fear, but they move forward anyway, because they know that discomfort is proof of growth. To build a habit of embracing discomfort, you don't need to do anything extreme. Start small, wake up earlier, speak up in meetings, learn a skill that makes you feel uncomfortable. Do one uncomfortable thing each day. Over time, it becomes normal. You'll start to feel calm in uncertainty, and confident in situations you once feared. Successful people also develop a positive mindset about challenges. Instead of thinking this is too hard, I can't do it, they think if this is hard, I'm probably learning something valuable. Every challenge is an opportunity to level up. And the more you expose yourself to discomfort, the more you not only tolerate it, you begin to appreciate it, because you understand the value it brings. Lastly, remember this: if you only do what's easy, life becomes hard. But if you do what's hard, life becomes easier over time. In a world that's constantly evolving, successful people aren't the ones who know the most. They're the ones who learn the fastest and never stop improving. Yesterday's knowledge can become outdated, and yesterday's skills might not work today. So if you stop learning, you won't fall behind all at once, but gradually, until one day, you realize you've been left behind. Successful people don't learn because they have to. They learn because they're curious and hungry to grow. They don't wait for problems to arise. They make learning part of their daily life. Whether it's reading books, taking courses, listening to podcasts, or talking to people who are ahead, they're always actively seeking new knowledge. They know that each thing they learn is a step forward in their journey. One key difference is that they don't just collect information. They apply what they learn immediately to them. Knowledge has no power unless it becomes action. They test, tweak, reflect, and because of that, they learn faster than people who just read and never act. They also know that failure is a powerful teacher. Instead of fearing mistakes, they analyze what went wrong and take the lesson forward. Every failure becomes a new chapter in their personal book of experience. That's how they keep growing, even when the road isn't smooth. And most importantly, successful people always keep the mindset of a student. Even after achieving great things, they never assume, "I already know enough." They stay humble, willing to learn from anyone, a colleague, an old book, or a small mistake, because they understand, the moment you stop learning is the moment you stop growing. Success doesn't come from random bursts of effort or short-term intensity. It comes from small actions repeated daily, even when no one is watching, even when you don't feel motivated. That's why consistency is one of the most powerful forces behind any meaningful achievement. Most people don't fail because they don't know what to do. They fail because they don't do it long enough. They start exercising, then quit after a few weeks. They plan to learn a new skill, but get busy and put it off. They act only when they feel inspired. And when the inspiration fades, so does the action. Successful people are different. They don't operate based on emotions. They operate based on commitment. They know that if you only take action when you feel like it, you will never make real progress. So they build habits, set systems, and eliminate choice for them. Taking action daily isn't a decision. It's part of who they are. One of the most effective ways to stay consistent is to start small but steady. Don't aim for perfection. Aim for repetition. Reading 5 pages daily is better than reading 50 pages once and quitting. Exercising for 10 minutes every day beats 1 hour once a week. Because over the long run, frequency beats intensity. Successful people also use tools to track their progress. Checking off a calendar, journaling, or using apps. Each day completed becomes a link in a chain. And the goal is not to break the chain. Even on tired days, they do a small version of the task just to keep the rhythm alive. Most importantly, they see consistency as part of their identity. They don't say, "I'm trying to be consistent." They say, "I am a consistent person." Because when your behavior aligns with your identity, discipline becomes natural. You're simply being who you believe you are. One of the most powerful principles of lasting success is to always give more value than you take. This isn't just true in business. It applies to all areas of life, relationships, work, and personal growth. Successful people don't ask, "What can I get?" They ask, "What can I contribute? How can I make others better?" Most people approach life with a scarcity mindset. They believe success is limited, and if someone else wins, they lose. So they hold back, avoid sharing, and focus on what's in it for them. But successful people operate from an abundance mindset. They believe the more value they give, the more opportunities they create, and the more they'll receive in return. At work, they don't just meet expectations, they exceed them. In relationships, they don't wait to be treated kindly, they lead with kindness. In communities, they don't stand on the sidelines, they show up, support, and contribute. And when you live this way, you become impossible to ignore. Because the value you bring makes people want to work with you, support you, and open doors for you. The key is to give without expecting something in return right away. If you only help others to get something back, people can sense the transaction. But when you give genuinely, with the belief that success comes to those who create value, the rewards will come, sooner or later. And remember, the more you focus on making others better, the better your own life becomes. This isn't just a feel-good philosophy, it's the law of value. The world always rewards those who help it grow. Thank you for watching the video. I hope these insights have brought value and inspiration to your personal growth journey. If you found it helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more empowering content. Stay consistent, keep growing, and keep winning.